Before they uncovered her body in the Dubai desert, skin pale against the sand, silk tangled like a shroud, Luna Winters had been just another dreamer chasing impossible light. 6 months earlier she was a Boston girl with nothing but an expired modeling portfolio and the kind of beauty that frightened people who couldn't name it. 6 months later she was a secret that detonated across continents, exposing how the glittering world of fashion was little more than a marketplace for the rich to purchase human souls. In that cramped apartment overlooking the Charles, rejection letters carpeted the floor. At 21, Luna's reflection was both blessing and curse. Silver blonde hair that caught cold light, porcelain skin veined in blue, eyes like cracked ice. Too editorial, too unusual. That's what they said. Each email a tiny coffin. On the table, the eviction notice screamed in red final warning while her bank app displayed $92.34, as if mocking her failure in digits. Failed marketing degree. Failed auditions. Failed everything. That night, while pouring overpriced wine at Lesbia, her phone lit up like divine intervention. Your look is extraordinary. Dubai's elite would pay millions for beauty like yours. The message bore a name she recognized from every whispered rumor in the industry: Alexa Volkov, CEO of Eclipse Elite Agency. His Instagram was a gallery of excess, private jets, couture, Arabian palaces gilded in sunlight. When he called, the screen filled with a silver-haired predator in Tom Ford glasses. His voice Russian, smooth as vodka, rolled through the tiny break room. Dubai's tastes are refined. They tire of ordinary beauty. You, my dear, are anything but ordinary. The contract arrived within the hour. $50,000 monthly, Armani residence, wardrobe allowance, first-class ticket. Luna didn't read the fine print. She saw only escape. April 2009. Terminal 1 shimmered like a mirage when she stepped off the plane, heels clicking against polished marble. A Rolls-Royce Ghost waited at the curb, its driver silent, the desert heat wrapping around her like invisible hands. Inside the apartment Volkov had promised glass walls. Impossible skyline. Luna met the first of the other girls. Yasmin Hassan, 30 but ageless, eyes the color of espresso and experience. Fresh meat, she purred, studying Luna's innocence the way a jeweler studies flaws. Alexei has special plans for you. What kind of plans? Asked Natalia, a timid brunette by the pool. Yasmin's lips curved into something between a smile and a warning. Oh, you can't ask her. She vanished this morning. 3rd this month. Then she laughed a sound that sliced like broken glass. That night, Volkov visited Luna's suite. He prowled through her new world like a man inspecting merchandise. Dubai operates differently, he said, pouring wine that cost more than her debt. Beauty is currency. Loyalty, survival. And discretion, my dear, is non-negotiable. Days blurred, fittings, rehearsals, lessons on posture and poise. Whispers followed her everywhere about private clients, special bookings, girls who vanished for days and came back with diamonds and empty eyes. Security cameras traced every step. Each reflection of herself in mirrored corridors began to feel like evidence. Friday. A private presentation at the Burj Al Arab's royal suite. The gown clung like sin black Zuhair Murad silk, slit high enough to expose her hesitation. Volkov's hands lingered too long as he adjusted the fabric. Sheikh Safa never chooses Western models, he murmured, brushing a diamond-studded collar around her neck. But for you, he might make an exception. The runway was no runway at all, just 12 men lounging on gold cushions, their eyes greedy with ownership. When Luna stepped into the room, air turned heavy. 75-year-old Sheikh Safa bin Khalifa Al Noam watched her like prey dressed in couture. His prayer beads clicked faster with every measured step she took. Later, in the changing room, Yasmin zipped up her gown and whispered, "He hasn't stopped staring." That's how it began with Natalia. Began, or ended, depends who you ask. That night Luna learned what after-party truly meant. Models circulated among men like exquisite appetizers, each wearing a discreet gold anklet, a price tag under chandelier light. When Volkov approached her, his smile was sharp enough to cut. "Not you, precious," he murmured. "You're reserved for someone special. Sheikh Safa offers 7 figures just to dine with you." Her voice trembled. "I didn't sign up for this." He leaned close enough that she smelled the wine on his breath. "Check the fine print about private entertainment services. Everything in Dubai has a price, even innocence." Dinner floated between sea and sky. 40 floors up, the Sheikh's dining room gleamed like a throne suspended above the world. "Do you know why I chose you?" he asked, watching her over champagne, older than she was. "Because you still have hope in your eyes." "I find that intriguing." When she returned to her suite, An envelope waited on the bed. $250,000 in cash. Initial appreciation. The note read in Volkov's elegant scrawl. Yasmin appeared in the bathroom doorway, lipstick smudged, eyes hollow. $250,000 for dinner, she said. Next comes the yacht, then the palace, then you disappear. I'm not for sale. Yasmin smiled without humor. You were sold the moment you landed. Each day blurred into a rehearsal for obedience. Golden butterfly, she learned, meant special client. Girls tagged that way vanished. Those who resisted vanished faster. One night, while searching Volkov's office for her passport, Luna found the ledger. The test turned positive on a Tuesday morning thick with heat. Luna stared at the double line, her pulse hammering in her ears. 3 missed periods blamed on stress had betrayed her at last. The mirror reflected a trembling stranger whose beauty had become a prison. Volkov knew before she could hide it. His cameras saw everything. This complicates things, he said coolly, scrolling through surveillance footage. The sheik's wife has dangerous connections. Remember Natalia? The words fell like chloroform warning wrapped as concern. But Sheikh Safa reacted differently. When she told him, his age-spotted hands lifted to the heavens. Allah has blessed us, he declared, eyes shining with something between love and madness. You will have everything: a palace, protection, a name for our son. He began to speak of marriage as though it were redemption. Paperwork appeared overnight. Conversion certificates, citizenship documents, contracts dressed as devotion. Each signature another link in her golden chain. Yasmin pressed a burner phone into Luna's palm. Don't sign anything, she hissed. Then, softer, look what I found. On the phone were files stolen from Volkov's server, videos of Natalia, 6 months pregnant, screaming as guards dragged her from her suite. The date stamp, the night she had vanished. Luna's stomach twisted around the fragile life inside her. She recorded everything, every threat, every signature, every whisper. She hid copies in cloud vaults Yasmin helped encrypt. If she disappeared, the truth would not. The months crawled. Her belly swelled under flowing Dior gowns. Her world shrank to gilded rooms. The sheik's tenderness curdled into possession. No one will ever touch you, he vowed, fastening a ruby collar at her throat. You and the boy are mine. The jewels hid another tracker. At 4 months, she found the file marked problem management. Clinical phrases. Subject eliminated due to resistance. Natalia's name. Others too. Luna's hand shook as she read. Sheikh Amira Safa's wife visited soon after. Her perfume a weapon. You are not the first, she said in perfect English, smiling over crystal water. The desert is large. Things vanish easily. Luna understood. Escape or extinction, no middle ground. That night she felt her child kick for the first time. A pulse of defiance beneath her ribs. She whispered a promise. We survive, or they burn. 6 months. Guards at her door. Locked screens. Food laced with compliance. Yasmin's text stopped. Then came one final message. They're coming for you. Luna hacked Volkov's server using passwords memorized during late-night consultations. Hundreds of files unfolded like open graves: medical records, offshore accounts, lists of premium stock. Every girl cataloged, priced, erased. Natalia's coordinates glowed in the desert map: 20 for 11, 5,540 to Fidi. When men in medical uniforms arrived with syringes, Luna barricaded herself in the bathroom, clutching her phone. Sheikh Almira's voice purred through the intercom. Be reasonable, my dear. A simple procedure, then a generous settlement. Her water broke in a flood of pain and fear. She triggered the live stream. Within seconds, every contact, every model, every journalist she had ever messaged received the feed. Cameras caught everything. The forced entry, the struggle, the injection attempts. And behind it, the automatic upload of 6 months of evidence to international servers. Volkov burst in, pale with rage. Shut it down. Too late. The world was watching. The next hours unfolded like apocalypse. Media alerts blazed across continents. Interpol issued warrants. Models stepped forward, their stories echoing Luna's. The Sheik's empire began to collapse under its own rot. Luna survived barely. Her son survived too, premature but fierce. From her hospital bed she watched headlines bloom. Model exposes royal trafficking ring. Eclipse elite CEO arrested. Dubai's gilded palaces turned into evidence lockers. The desert began yielding bones. Justice came slowly, then all at once. Volkov traded testimony for leniency. His confessions toppled half the industry. Designers, photographers, princes' names once whispered with reverence now spat like curses. Sheikh Safa died mid-trial, heart attack, or poison, no one could tell. His dynasty crumbled under scandal. Luna's body healed, her spirit did not. She sold the diamonds that had once chained her to fund a foundation for survivors. The penthouse that had been her prison became a refuge for rescued girls. Each wall still hummed with ghosts, but now they whispered hope. Years later, journalists would call her the model who ended a monarchy. But she thought of herself as a mother who refused to disappear. Sometimes, at night, she still heard the desert whine the sigh of women who hadn't escaped. She whispered their names like prayers. A decade after Luna's death, a young woman stood on the same sand. 16-year-old Sarah Winter, all known, silver-haired and unbowed, traced her mother's coordinates carved into a memorial stone. The world now knew the story. Luna's evidence had rewritten laws across continents, reshaping an industry that once thrived on silence. Sarah founded the Luna Winters Initiative, turning confiscated fortunes into shelters and legal aid for trafficked models. Every fashion week began with a minute of silence for the butterflies who never came home. Standing in the desert dawn, Sarah whispered, "You won, Mama." The wind carried back a hush that sounded like wings. The desert still kept secrets, but never again could it keep the truth.